Ever heard of the love tangle behind the volcanic rise of the Mali Empire? Well, I have this die-hard obsession for love stories. This is why I'm so excited about this story. So, hop onto this time machine. Let's head back to the 13th century where it all began. It all happened during the 13th century in what is now Mali, but once called the Kingdom of Kangaba. In the heart of this kingdom was a ruler, Magan Konfata, also called Lare Magan Konate, Lare meaning hunter. The meaning of his name seemed to have a connection that we are about to see in relation to the birth of Sundiata Keita. Join me as I take you back to the palace in Kangaba. Under the sprawling canopy of trees that surrounded the palace, a gentle breeze rustled the leaves as King Magan Konfata and his wife Shongolo Kejo shared a secret smile. Her eyes filled with wisdom and a kindness that would be the bedrock of the rise of her son Sundiata. Their laughter mingled with the songs of the birds, and her eyes still twinkled with memories of stolen kisses with her husband. The private moments shared, and as always, she wished to dull the feeling that came with seeing him with the other wives. But the air sometimes grew heavy, with unspoken sadness. Shongolo's serene demeanor wavering as a quiet sorrow tread through her gaze. Not from the thought of her husband's affection with her co-wives, but from the longing for a child. Even in the solitude of her chambers, at the time she shared with the king, their whispered conversations sometimes carried the weight of their unfulfilled dream. The hope of a child seemed to be slipping out of their fingers like grains of sand. But look, Shongolo's desire seemed to be close enough, yet she didn't see it. She didn't realize her child would be in her arms soon. But the question was, what sort of a child would he be? It was in the dappled shade of the royal courtyard that a hunter's words hung heavy in the air. It found its ways into the king's ears. He listened intently as the hunter spoke of a destined future, of a son who would rise to greatness, one who would unify their land, Kangaba, which was already fractured like broken bones. It is from this that I believe the name Lare Magan Konate arose, for as the hunter spoke, a hope was built in the king's mind. His eyes met his wife, and their hearts stirred by hope, yet tingled with uncertainties. And like a dream, Shongolo's belly began to swell with new life. Her every movement now carrying the weight of a prophecy fulfilled, carrying the confidence of a new mother. It wasn't long. The palace echoed with cries of childbirth. And amidst the tears of joy and whispered prayers, Sundiata Keita was born. But there's a twist to this story. Remember I asked, what kind of child would this be? At birth and later in life, for joy soon turned to concern as they beheld their young son, the child of prophecy, the one who is said to unify the kingdoms. Look at him. His legs were found frail and twisted. A cruel twist of fate indeed. It seemed to mock the hunter's prophecy. For in the quiet hours that followed, tongues wagged, the kingdom was filled with murmurs of disbelief. How can this be? The hunter must have lied. This prophecy cannot be true. The murmurs continued. Questions of a crippled child fulfilling such grand destiny hung heavily among the people. Even between the couple, unspoken yet ever present, there was a shadow over their newfound happiness. Yet, amid this twist, a mother's love was seen. Sogolon Keita, with her unwavering faith, she cradled her son in her arms, her touch gentle, yet resolute, her eyes ablaze with love only a true mother could feel. She believed because her spirit was strong. In her heart, she sought not the limitations of his body, but the boundless potential of his spirit. So in the days that followed, as Sundiata grew from an infant to a toddler, his laughter filled the palace walls. Yet Sogolon Keita's belief in the prophecy continued to grow stronger. She nurtured him with every ounce of her being, guiding his first uncertain steps with a tenderness that defied doubt. For in her eyes, in the quiet of her soul, she knew that greatness awaited her son. Crippled or not crippled, she did not care. Years passed, with her not giving up. Her desire soon became a reality. As in the quiet morning, Sundiata, now a grown man, walked with a determined stride that echoed through the palace walls, would do. Sogolon watched as her faith began to cast a hopeful glow over the people, who began to whisper of the prophecy with renewed conviction. But the test was not over. The path to greatness is never without shadows. The kingdom met yet with another shadow, the death of King Magan Comforter. With his death, Dankaran Toman, a rival queen's son, seized the throne. Dankaran, threatened by the whispered prophecy, sought to erase any trace of competition. Fear drove Sundiata and Sogolon into exile. Their homeland, now a distant memory, as they journeyed to other kingdoms in search of allies. They journeyed across foreign lands, across oceans and seas, their steps leading to bustling marketplaces and serene villages, where they met with chieftains and learned the art of diplomacy and leadership. Yet, Sogolon, never took away her wise counsel and political insights that helped Sundiata form alliances. They formed a bond of oneness and unity. But back in Kangaba, the people faced hardship. They complained under Dankaran's rule. It was like being beaten with a rod of fire. As the hardship began to take a toll on them, the tales of Sundiata's potential was already spreading like wildfire. This brought back the prophecy which they once heard, and then the people began to seek him out. They believed that with Sundiata, they would have a better leader. Sogolon, always by her son's side, infused in him the confidence to return to his homeland. Sundiata gathered his allies, and with confidence and his mother's support, he surged into battle. It was a fierce battle, one like a mighty wind. The fight between the rain and the wind beating against each other. The clash was fierce, sword against sword, arrows hitting the enemy's heart. Blood filled the land, cries echoed through the land. But victory was his. Sundiata Keita. Dankaran's reign crumbled, and the Mali Empire emerged from the ashes. The land, once divided, now thrived and became one under Sundiata. Under his leadership, Mali blossomed, engaging in trade, setting up educational systems, and justice prevailed. As we know, Sundiata's story is celebrated in songs and legends. Became a testament to the power of a mother's love and its enduring impact on history. I bet you imagined it was a story of romance with stolen kisses behind the mango tree, although we did see that in the story. I would say it's a mixture of both, but truthfully, I'd like to ask, is there a love greater than a mother's love? Let us know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this story and you found it playing out in your mind, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more African exciting histories. I remain the storyteller.